Okay, with Starfield now being launched globally outside of the early access period, we have some really awesome news to discuss. Starfield is absolutely smashing numbers all over the place, with the game over at OpenCritic having an 88 critic average and 92% of them recommending the game. A ton of perfect score reviews from notable sources such as Games Radar, PC World, Pixel Arts, and more. My personal favorite so far is that Starfield is officially ranked in the 98th percentile of games scored over at OpenCritic, giving them an absolutely massive achievement that very few before have ever even accomplished. It was also confirmed over by PlayTracker that Starfield is going to break over 1 million players on Steam as well as Xbox individually, and a new record of concurrent players on Steam was just reached of close to 300,000 people logged in at once right now, which is expected to grow even higher. Now, I'm sure you may be a little bit confused because all over the internet, you see streamers and content creators, pumping out videos about all the problems with the game and drama all stirred around it. But I hate to break it to you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the classic case of the scaredy cat heebie-jeebies that people love to prey on for view coverage. What's even more shocking is that reviewers are actually even revoking their first initial reviews and saying how much they love the game now and how they literally can't stop playing. The truth is, ladies and gentlemen, the world is absolutely loving Starfield, and the reviews and the numbers simply do not lie about this. Now, it's without a shadow of a doubt that Starfield is definitely the least buggy Bethesda launch to date, but of course there are some bugs and gripes to have here or there about the game. I'd be lying if I said there wasn't. I can't stand the fact that there isn't a local map embedded into the game. It drives me crazy. Or, your game performance isn't the best it can be if you don't have a high-end PC, or if you don't grab the performance-enhancing mods that are over on Vortex right now to clean it up. The devs actually respond to all this, though, saying they are embracing the chaos of everything going on surrounding Starfield right now, and the head of publishing, Pete Hines, said that they could make a safer, less buggy, less risky game if they wanted to, but what they really try to lean into is player freedom. Of course, there are bugs, but does it take away from your experience, or do you have a consistent, fun game that you just can't stop playing and experimenting with? Now listen, Bethesda has had their share of shaky grounds in the past, don't get me wrong, but this game has given me personally exactly what I was expecting from Bethesda with a sci-fi action adventure with Starfield. It just feels like through time I've come to just misplace what I've loved so much about RPGs and adventure games in general, and really just video games overall. For years, I've been constantly looking for the next big game or MMORPG that's going to have me craving to play it while I'm at work all day, or a game that has me completely lose track of time, not knowing the sun's about to rise behind me. Starfield has truly fulfilled a sense of craving and happiness for me with gaming that I haven't felt in many years. I constantly have to force myself to literally log off the game to make sure I have some sort of balance, or my life is going to be just completely sucked up and taken by it. It just feels like in today's gaming, we've fallen so far and forgotten what an RPG truly means to us. Constantly being shoved in our face nowadays with endless microtransactions and bullshit and battle passes and everyone always being told that the meta is the way to go, and if you don't do it, you're messing up. And with Starfield, I get none of that. It feels like I just unplugged out of the Matrix, like I could take a deep breath and I'm back into the real world of gaming again. Like, why did I fall in love with games? And it's reminding me of what it was all for. Dozens of times throughout my playthrough so far, I'd get sidetracked doing something or going through an encounter that I had no idea even existed or just popped up out of nowhere. Going on a journey or meeting new characters or making new discoveries every 5-10 minutes constantly reassures me that the more you look for something in Starfield, the more you're going to find. And for an adventure game, accomplishing something like this is what really makes the universe feel alive, and I really feel like they hit the nail on the head with that. Whether it be building outposts on planets throughout the galaxy, completing side quests, and going on countless journeys, meeting endless new characters, or simply just charting through the stars, becoming that true explorer you've always wanted to be, Starfield really is a true adventure game. Everyone knows that with Bethesda games also comes some absolutely incredible mods for the future. And let me tell you something, the floodgates are already starting to let loose with this. As of right now, over on Vortex, it's confirmed that there are over 6 100 different types of mods and counting. The thing is, it's only been 7 days since the early access release. The most popular mods as of right now are performance boost and optimization mods, of course, but there are already a ton of popular mods that also revamp the UI and others that add a ton of quality of life improvements in most components of the game. Of course, as you can imagine though, more complex mods like serious system changes or character additions and features haven't hit the market yet. Okay, we know that. But just imagine a game like Starfield having over 1,000 planets constantly being flooded with the community with storylines, side quests, imitations of game features that we've loved from the past, like different maps and beloved characters from other games. Whether you want to believe it or not, mods are a ginormous part of a Bethesda experience, and the game is only going to pick up from here in terms of content. Don't forget, that doesn't even change the fact that this game is going to have loads of post-launch content from the developers on its own. I mean, we already have the Shattered Space DLC that comes with the Premium Edition, which information on that has yet to be revealed, okay, but Todd Howard even stated despite the size of the game, there's still things we want to add as far as features in the future or stories and things like that. Hopefully, it's going to continue for a long time that way. I just pray personally it doesn't take as long as Skyrim did, which in my opinion was long overdue for some DLCs. Over on Twitch though, it was also confirmed that the game has reached an amazing milestone, with Starfield becoming the second overall first-party viewed game on the platform at its premiere date, with the only other game beating it being Minecraft. That means Starfield has beaten games like The Last of Us 2, God of War Ragnarok, and even Tears of the Kingdom as of late. Now, as massive a Starfield fan I am, and as much as I absolutely love this game in just about almost every aspect out there, I do think when it comes down to the Game of the Year conversation, I do think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to pull away with that one, and I do think it's deserved. I mean, with the sheer amount of ratings and numbers that game has put up, I don't think anyone in this star system has a shot at competing with that high level of production they've done over there at Larry, and my hat is off to them completely because they've done an absolutely excellent job. But make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, don't let the success of one game deter how great another one is doing. Comparison is always the thief of joy, and I know it just seems like all I'm doing is building this game up over and over. I'm just yapping away. But the truth is, you will always get what you give into a game like Starfield. This is the absolute perfect game if you're looking for an adventure with endless story and exploration, a game with a truly bright future with developers looking to add on top of the game. I mean, I know it takes some time to really get into Starfield, but if you want me to be honest, it seems like all we have right now in the gaming community is time. There's a couple of key titles coming out on the horizon, like the New World expansion, Arc 2, Spider-Man, and what feels like endless amount of MMORPGs, but the release of an adventure game like this one, where you can sink hundreds, if not thousands of hours into without even batting an eye, seems like something you should at least give a real go. And boy, am I excited to see how this whole thing turns out. Starfield, for me, personally, is without a doubt my personal game of the year. And don't forget, we also stream live here on YouTube with Starfield, as well as a ton of other games. So if you want to come hang out, we have an awesome community and a bunch of people here who love games just as much as you, and I promise you'll have a great time. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below about this. My name's Sky from the Comeback Kids. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.